Hey, Dr. Brett here. So I'm back with the fundamentals of the mental game, and we're talking about the power of patience today and about the second principle, listening intently. It is so powerful. As an athlete, as a friend, as a lover, I work with a lot of athletes, I work with a lot of people, but athletes in particular need to have really good relationships. Everybody needs to have really good relationships, but athletes, if they're going to perform at their best, drama is a disaster. So I do a lot of work with communication skills and relationship skills with athletes. And one of the first things I often do when I get a new athlete on the phone, especially if they're like in high school or college or something, and if it's a male, I'm going to ask them this question almost every time. Do you have a girlfriend? And if they say a girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever it is, and if they say yes, then I immediately say, how well do you listen to her? And the answer is, usually you get some kind of chuckle because the answer is not so well. And if they say really well, I'm pretty shocked by that because it's not often the case. Most people, whether they're non-athletes, athletes, business people, whatever, their listening skills aren't really that developed. And part of the reason why is we live in a culture where it's not a priority. We take math and science and calculus and all these classes that really don't teach us the fundamentals of being a good listener and a good communicator. There's a lot of power in listening well, listening intently. What listening does more than anything on the planet is it communicates caring. If you want really good relationships, you've got to listen well. Now think about it if you're an athlete. If you listen to your coach really well, and you have almost the same exact ability. Let's just say you're a D1 quarterback and there's 3 or 4 quarterbacks on the team, and your communication skills are really developed, your listening skills are really developed. Some of these other principles we're going to talk about your ability to understand and communicate with understanding and empathy. If you have these kinds of skills and you have the same exact or very close to the same physical ability as the next guy, who's the coach going to really want to start? It's going to be you, right? Because he's going to feel like you're really listening, that you really care, that you get it, that you want to learn. So there's tremendous power in listening and listening well. And it starts with being in the moment, and it starts with letting go of the desire to say something as you're listening to someone else. So instead of listening to yourself, you're actually listening to another human being. Most people, they're caught up in their own thought or what they're going to say and share next. So in one of the other videos, I talked about slowing it down. When you slow it down and you really start to listen, you start to realize some of what I'm talking about, how we're often trying to say something or formulate our thoughts instead of really listen. So if this video resonates with you at all, please share it with someone you know, and maybe it can make a difference in their life as well. Hey, I'm Dr. Brett.